through the entire process of my rebuild using photos. I took a ton of photos just with my phone along the rebuild process, as well as a couple short little videos. Most of the videos can be found on my YouTube channel. Those are the long form ones, just little things I found. And there's some YouTube shorts on there. But so yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a breakdown here of what was happening. I'm going to do another video of the cost breakdown just to show you guys what kind of costs rebuilding a Model 3 costs. So all the question I get is, why would you rebuild a Model 3 even though prices have come down? So I actually bought this car when prices were still up. So kind of sucks. I'm still saving a little bit of money, but it was totally worth it. I learned so much rebuilding this car and it was amazing. So yeah. So starting off here, you can see the car. This was at the scene of the accident. The previous owner sent this to me. Absolutely mangled. Someone ran a stop sign. You can actually see that footage on Wham Bam Tesla Cam. And pretty much, yes, ran a stop sign, just blew through it. It was like a 2018 Honda Accord. Absolutely smashed to smithereens. This photo's kind of angled weird, but you can see, yeah, absolutely smoked it. And if you look here, you can see the tires look really good. And it's the previous owner had bought tires about 2 months before he crashed it. So the car is a brand new full set of all-season tires, which, that saves me about $1,000. So that's one benefit. So again, here's the car at the accident. Here's the car in my driveway. They dropped it off. It was kind of a scary process. They had to use this sketchy jack, and they just kind of shook it off the flatbed. But curtain airbags are down. Yeah, playing some beach buggy. This is a video of the car doing the light show, but this is all running off of my Volvo over here, off of the 12 volt. So here's the car in the garage. I got the hood off here. It was pretty simple. You just got a couple bolts here and then these struts right here. Front tub was jammed in there from the crash bar. Absolutely stuck. I could not get it out. I eventually had to use a hammer and crowbar. I thought I could save both fenders, but I ended up not. Fenders are only $335 each from Tesla, and I just wanted that really good look. So you can see, there's some videos I took. Those are on my YouTube channel. You can see I started disassembling stuff. You can see right here that crash bar got really hit in. And luckily the frame rails are fine. The crash cans took the brunt of it. I got my Discord open here and then EPC over here looking for parts. The 12 volt battery is connected. I don't know why. Oh no, it's because the 12 volt system was dead. I should have probably unplugged that. Yeah, I should have done that. You can see these brackets along the fender got messed up. This is taking the fender off. Takes about like 5 minutes. You got 2 bolts here. Peel back the fender liner. And you got a couple bolts here. And then a bolt here. And I will say it's easier to do once the car is already wrecked. And this is me checking the frame rails. Making sure that they're okay. I measured stuff and they're good. It looks a little bit like this one's off here. But it isn't. It's totally fine. There was barely any frame damage. Like, you couldn't even notice it. Like, it was down to the millimeter. And I think that I was doing research and stuff, and that's actually when a repair shop does a rebuild of a car. It was within the specifications that it is. So yeah, you can see all the cooling system here. This is a bracket that broke off. Luckily I was able to weld it back on, which was great. Looking through here, I got a radiator cooler for the coolant system. Everyone's shocked when they hear Teslas have a coolant system. Just blows their mind. There's a blurrier photo of it. Here's some wires that I atrociously soldered here. But don't worry, this was not the final product. My friend Casey was able to help me out, and I finally got these nice solder joints here, and I sealed them up. This is a video of me. I was kind of concerned about this noise. It's just so hollow. I was like, is there not a battery pack in here? But yeah, pyro fuse. This is a big moment for the car because this is the time I could finally get the car fired up and actually driving. The driver airbag. I just thought that I actually still have that. Really cool little sentimental item. This is just some errors I was getting with the pyro fuse blown. This is my first drive with the car. Probably shouldn't have done that. I have no driver airbag, and the seatbelt tensioner was blown, as you can see from the safety restraint system fault. This is something I found on the curtain airbags. This is Tesla Model E, not 3. Just thought that was curious. And then this right here is the expiration date of the roof glass. So didn't know it could expire, but who knows? It's just kind of interesting, something you figure out. This is dropping the headliner. I will never buy a car with blown curtain airbags again. Absolute pain. This took forever. And the headliner just gets in the way. You hit your head on everything. You're like ducking in the headliner and everything, and it's just something I'd rather not do. Here's the car. I got the radiator all strapped up here when I took it for a drive. I had to pop all the doors open because I would disconnect the 12-volt system to not burn up the coolant pumps because there was no coolant in the system. Going on here. I kept finding spiders in the car, so I took some photos of that. First time charging the car. I probably shouldn't have done this because I had no coolant in the system. I could have damaged the power conversion system, which is slightly annoying. In hindsight, I wish I would not have done this. But it was only for a couple minutes, and the car was staying at 54% really nicely. So this is the SRS module. This is kind of the command center for your airbags and seatbelts, and it actually sits right here in between, underneath the center console. And it's a very smart placement for it because it's in the center of the car. You have a battery pack protecting it, so this thing isn't going to get damaged and cause an issue where your airbags don't deploy. So that's a really nice thing to have. Right here is the car in the snow. This is one of the photos I took of it. Subframe was actually okay. That was a huge blessing because I was not ready to change that. Going on, I removed this entire dashboard right here so I could remove this dash airbag. Something I never want to do again, but I will say a lot of people complain, but it's hard, but not as terrible as they think. Right here we got the dashboard. It's almost ready to come out. I take the clock spring out. That's really tricky because you do not want to mess that up. And then right here you can see this airbag sitting super weirdly here. In this next video you'll see my dad drilling the bolt out that I snapped. Luckily we were able to salvage that, so that was good. Here's the clock spring, and then here is the dash completely out, and you can really see the guts of the Model 3. So this is what they call like an HVAC tower. This yellow line goes to your PT. The lighting in my garage on the right side is absolutely terrible, but the left side is way better. I wish I would have rebuilt it on the other side. That's something I can do, hopefully if I rebuild another one. I had to cut these pigtails off here for the airbag connectors because they melt to the airbag because of how hot this thing gets. I had to do that. I did a really nice soldering job. I'm not worried at all that this airbag is going to have issues because pretty much just sends a current that ignites something in here and then blows the airbag. So I'm just lining up the wires here. This is a horrible photo. I was just kind of showing how difficult it was. This is actually the autopilot computer / MCU. So my car has autopilot 2.5, so there's a 2.5 computer. This is how you can break into someone's glove box if you want. You remove that top trim right there, take out a couple screws up here, and then you go ahead and take this right here. You just move it, and it drops the glove box. So if you're trying to rob someone, here you go. Here's the curtain airbags. I was having an issue where this piece didn't come with my new airbag, so I just had to transfer it. Here is the car all in my garage. There's me. There are all my amazing codes. Just the list goes on and on and on. Luckily, yeah. I installed a little hand show screen. It's not there anymore. I just didn't like it. It didn't feel like quality. I really appreciate quality materials, and it felt really cheap. So I just decided to not install it. Here's the plaid animation when you accelerate and stuff. I just think that's kind of neat, you know? You can hear the car freaking out about the frunk being open. Here's some damage to the side. I actually didn't repair this because you can barely see it. I don't even think it's damage. You can see there's a little bit of damage here, but you have to pop it back in. So I need to do that one of these days, but just haven't had time. 53 years ago was the last time the car was seen. Parking sensors freaking out. Me watching Dirty Tesla's full self-driving video while I worked on the car. Go subscribe to him. He's so close to 100,000 subscribers. Please, go subscribe to him. He's so cool. Me and him are really good friends. We've chatted on Twitter a lot just about FSD and Teslas. And yeah, it's super cool. I would 100% recommend subscribing to him. He would there. Stability control disabled. Drive with caution. Me looking at Tesla stock. This was a troll. So a guy named Ryan Zori on Twitter created a thing called Tesla Console AI. So go on it on your Tesla, just type in console.la, and it brings up this really cool web browser thing you can do while you're driving. And The reason I took a video of this is because where'd it go? Dang it. Kind of put this troll in. Did I just delete it? It must have deleted it. But you press FSD beta and it starts playing a Rickroll. So I just took a video of that for him. This is something I noticed. I guess you can spin the car. It's really glitchy, but that's something I noticed. Here is a crash cam. This is when the car really started taking form. So I saved this AC condenser and didn't have to depressurize the system. So that was very amazing because that saves me about $150 on the AC condenser and then money on the refrigerant in the system. So this is just a joke because I was trying to cut this piece of plastic. So I did a clamp to a clamp to a clamp. This is an amazing moment. Here is the car with it's the front end carrier essentially, the front clip completely assembled. So you got your crash bar, ankle catcher, everything. This is the front wiring harness. This was amazing for me to see. This is a bumper I scored off of Facebook Marketplace for $300. Painted. I ended up having it repainted just to match. Then we got the car I was gluing this back on. I was able to salvage that from the crash. Saved me 20 bucks from Tesla. Me taking some more photos. I think these are the coolant pumps running. Yeah, so I was bleeding the air from the coolant system. So just letting the air out. So we got the car here all reassembled. Looks pretty good. The car charging at the slowest charge limit ever. Yeah, and the car charging again with coolant in the system. Don't worry. This is a little connector that broke off in the accident. I had my friend Casey send me a new one, and I soldered that on. Some photos of the fender damage. Yeah, it was fine. Seat belts. This is actually a crash sensor for the side. So this is a side impact sensor. So if you get hit, there's one on each side. Actually, there's 3 on each side that, pretty much deploy the current airbags and keep you safe. This is totally unrelated. This is my car window fogging up. This is the eBay light I accidentally bought, but it was for a standard range car. So, kind of a bummer. Here's some weird noises my headlight was making. A software update actually fixed that, so. Pre-charge failed boost air, it's not terrible. It's just saying it's reduced AC charging or inability to AC charge. You only see it in service mode. Not the end of the world. When it fails, I'll replace it. Here's the car outside my house. Red on red. And yeah, you can see I actually finally got coolant in the system. And yeah, then I had to fix this connector here. It fell off. I just fixed it up. New seatbelt pretensioners. Safety Restore did them. It was just a pain because this thing got twisted in the process, so I had to figure that out. This is my friend's car. These are fenders. You can see that they come brown, and you have to paint them. And this is an undershield. If I would have slammed on the brakes, I think this would have came out and decapitated me because I did not have this stuff secure, and I was absolutely hauling down I-90. Yeah, again, there's that connector. This is amazing to see the car actually taking shape as a car. Yeah, this thing got a little bit messed up and it kind of hit the glass. Yeah, you can check it out. Car fully assembled. Looks pretty good. This is underneath. You get your high voltage to your drive unit / inverter, and then your coolant lines. So you always want to make sure that these stay safe because if these things hit the battery, Tesla will do a full replacement. However, Electrified Garage down wherever they are will actually fix that. They can just tap a new plug there and they'll do it for you. So that's cool. And you can see I did this gap on my own. I was actually pretty impressed. I was surprised on how well I got that panel gap to line up. I'd say that's within spec. But this one, let me see if I have a passenger side view. Well, my friend actually aligned them for me when he painted the car, so you can't really tell. But I had to take the mirrors off, door handles off, and then he painted the car for me. So we got some more photos here. Check it out. He did an amazing job. This is primer because you have to blend it, all this crazy stuff. Sanding everything down. I looked over here. I saw this Among Us over in the corner. Just thought that was pretty goofy. Yeah, and then he actually painted all the way over the A, B, and C pillar, as well as both doors, so he could blend it. You can see everything's getting sanded, painted, and then this is the final result. Isn't that amazing? It just looks like ultra red, honestly. But it isn't, because once it dries, it takes some time, and then he's wet sanded and needs to buff it. You can see his buffing pad over here, and man, he did a great job. Here's the car in my garage, all assembled, and not fully assembled, actually. No parking sensors or fog lights or the grill. I still needed to put the fender liners in, as well as the undershielding. Some more photos of the car. New windshield was installed. Cost me $535. I had a local guy do it. He said he did one Tesla before, and I was like, I trust you, bro. So I just wanted to, I was like, I'll take whatever's cheapest. I didn't want to go to Tesla. They wanted $1,200. And this is just as good aftermarket one. And he did it in my garage. And then here's a video. If it's a video, let's see. Oops. You can really see that car fully assembled. I finally got this fender liner situated. But yeah, Model 3 named it Spider-Man because all the spiders I found. Updating the car. I got home from Arizona, and this is the first thing I did. I went on vacation right as the headlight connector arrived. So that headlight connector was literally the final piece I had to do, because then I could update the car and drive it around. So it was making some weird noises. That was kind of scary. Yeah, and then got it in alignment. And there's a place called Golden Rule Brake. If you live in Spokane, Washington, I highly recommend them. They did an alignment for me for $90. And Tesla wanted $350, and they did a great job. But albeit, the first time I took it in, got the car back, and the steering wheel was crooked. So I took it back. They fixed it. They were also the one who fixed my suspension squeak. They actually did that for free, which was very nice of them. Here's the car, all completed, all snowy. Here's a video of it, absolutely ripping it in the snow. You can see the traction control still kicks in with slip start engaged. If you actually pull a wheel speed sensor, you can make this thing go crazy. I need to make a video on that. Window regulator, windshield washer fluid low. Don't tell anyone, but I drove this car back and forth from my aunt and uncle's house, who live about 2 miles away, illegally, but I did have insurance on it. So first time charging the car at a level 2 charger. And actually, in fact, I'm planning on doing a video on how I did the CCS retrofit. So I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, here she is all in the snow. Here's a quick little video. This is like a horrible conditions I had to drive in, but everything just turned ice. Complete slush. You can see the car just loved that and absolutely just took it all on there. And you can see all over there. So I will say, I love this car, and we plan on driving it for forever, honestly. I'm expecting it to last to 200,000 miles, no problem. And if something does happen, I can fix it, or we can, of course, go to a service center. But I want to be completely honest here. This car actually is not mine. It's my parents'. And I did not have the money, and I dreamed of owning a Tesla. I've been obsessing about them for 2 years. And finally, I was able to get one because my parents wanted one, because my mom drives so much. And so does my dad. And it was just the gas savings were going to be exponential. So I decided to go ahead and purchase this one for my parents. Of course, they paid for it, as well as repairs. And now we drive it daily. And I think, we got it fully running, driving in beginning of March. And since March, it's currently April 26th, we put about 4,000 miles on the car. So 4,000 miles over 2 months, it's about 2,000 miles a month, 24,000 miles a year. And previously, my mom had been driving our Ford Expedition, which gets about 14 miles to the gallon and a 30-gallon tank around. So this is definitely going to make a huge difference in our budget. And we were spending about $6,000 in maintenance and fuel on the Expedition. So although some owners, this is a sedan, less seats, but in theory, after 4 years, this car will be almost paid for in gas savings, which is just amazing. I might get a lot of hate for that in the comments, but it's just one of those things. But I would love to rebuild another one day. I really enjoy working on these cars. Unfortunately, I did not get a position at Tesla. They decided to go ahead and go with someone else. That's what the recruiter told me. And, it is what it is. I'm a little bit bummed of it, but it's okay. I'll apply one day, hopefully get a job. But, if I get enough subscribers, maybe I could do YouTube full time. I don't know. Maybe just start rebuilding Teslas, doing cool things to them. So, if you could like, share, and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. I think here's what I'm thinking: at 10,000 subscribers, I'm thinking I maybe might buy a Nissan Leaf and rebuild that. Who knows? I know it's a Nissan Leaf, but it might be kind of a cool rebuild. So, thank you guys all so much. Yeah.